Welcome back to English Daily Dialogues. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex, and today we're diving into a topic that is absolutely essential for anyone looking to sound more natural and confident in English. Common English phrases you must know.
That's right, Alex. You can learn all the grammar rules in the world, but if you don't know these common expressions, you'll find yourself struggling in everyday conversations. They are the glue that holds native speech together.
Exactly. And for our listeners, we've broken these down into a few main categories to make them easier to digest. We'll cover phrases for socializing, getting things done, and expressing opinions and feelings.
We're aiming for around 1,500 words in this script, which gives us plenty of time to cover lots of examples and scenarios. So grab a notebook or just sit back and let these sink in. Let's start with socializing the essentials.
So, you meet someone new. You're past the basic, hello, how are you? What are the next phrases you need?
The first one is a classic for getting to know someone a little better. What do you do for a living? Or the more casual, what do you do? It's the standard way to ask about a person's job.
Perfect. And a good response might be, I'm a teacher, but I'm looking to branch out soon. And listeners, note that phrase, branch out, means to expand your work or activities into a new area.
Speaking of casual, when you run into someone you know but you weren't expecting to, a great phrase is long time no see. It's short, friendly, and everyone understands it.
And a follow-up to that could be, what have you been up to lately? Or how things been? These are open-ended questions that invite a more detailed, personal response than just, I'm fine.
Let's move on to invitations. If you want to invite someone out, don't just ask, do you want to go? Try this. Are you free this weekend? Or, would you like to grab a coffee sometime? The phrase, grab a coffee, is a very common, casual way to suggest a short, informal meeting.
And for a positive reply, I'd love to, or that sounds great. If you need to decline an invitation, you need to be polite. You can say, I wish I could, but I already have plans. Or perhaps even better, I'll have to take a rain check.
That's a fantastic one, Alex. Take a rain check means to postpone an invitation until a later time. It's a very common, polite way to say no for now. It originated in baseball. When a game was postponed due to rain, they gave out a rain check ticket for a future game.
Little bit of history there. So, to recap the social essentials. What do you do for a living? Long time no see. What have you been up to? Grab a coffee, and I'll have to take a rain check. Mastering these will make your social life in English much smoother.
Next up, we have phrases for getting things done. These are the phrases you use for requests, for offering help, and for those inevitable apologies.
Let's start with polite requests. Instead of just saying, give me that, which is too direct, always use a softening phrase. For example, could you possibly lend me a hand with this? The phrase lend a hand is a great idiom for help.
And a quick one for when you need someone's attention in a slightly formal setting. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Or, I'm sorry to interrupt, but these show respect for their time.
Now, what about when you want to offer your help? You can simply ask, can I give you a hand? Or perhaps more proactively, let me know if you need anything. That second one is a great way to show support without being pushy.
Exactly. Now for apologies. Everyone messes up sometimes. The simple, I'm sorry, is fine. But to sound more sincere, you can say, my bad. This is a very casual, common way to admit a small mistake, like bumping into someone.
If it's a more serious mistake, you need a stronger phrase, like, I completely messed up. And to offer a solution, you can add, how can I make it up to you? This shows accountability and a desire to fix the problem.
When you've made a small, slightly embarrassing mistake and want to correct yourself quickly, you can use scratch that. It literally means ignore what I just said. For example, I'll meet you at 4. Scratch that. Let's make it 4:30.
That's really useful. And finally, when someone apologizes to you, what's a good way to let them off the hook? Instead of just, it's okay, you can say, no worries at all, or don't sweat it.
Don't sweat it is a fantastic informal phrase that means don't worry about it or it's not a big deal. So to quickly summarize this section, lend a hand. Excuse me, do you have a moment? My bad. How can I make it up to you? Scratch that and don't sweat it. Practice using all of those this week.
Okay, Sarah, let's move into the realm of emotions and opinions. This is where a lot of non-native speakers can sound too formal or too flat.
Absolutely. Let's start with agreement. If you agree completely with what someone is saying, you can use "you hit the nail on the head." This means that everything they said is exactly correct.
A simpler one, but still very common, is "that's a fair point." You use this when you agree with part of what they said or you acknowledge the validity of their statement even if you don't fully agree. It's a great conversational bridge.
Now for disagreement. Being polite is key. Instead of saying, "I think you're wrong," which can be confrontational, try, "I see what you mean, but I have to respectfully disagree." Or a very common introductory phrase, "I'm on the fence about that."
That's a great one, Sarah. I'm on the fence means you are undecided or neutral. You can't choose a side. It comes from the image of literally sitting on a fence, unable to jump down on one side or the other.
Let's talk about feelings, specifically surprise. If you are very surprised by something, don't just say, "wow." Try, "You're kidding me," or the informal, "no way."
And for a bad surprise, like a sudden negative event, you might exclaim, "Oh no, that's a bummer." The word bummer is a very common casual noun for a disappointing or unpleasant situation. For example, the concert was canceled. What a bummer.
Moving to being happy or enthusiastic. If you're really excited about something, you can say, "I'm really looking forward to it." Or the very energetic phrase, "I can't wait."
And what if you are feeling a bit tired or out of energy? You might say, "I'm running on empty today." This means you have no energy left, like a car with an empty gas tank.
Or if you just feel like doing nothing, you can say, "I'm just going to chill out this evening." Chill out is a fantastic phrase for relaxing or calming down.
A final phrase for expressing a strong opinion or determination. You can say, "I'm all ears." This means you are ready and eager to listen to whatever the other person has to say. Or, on the opposite end, if you're determined to succeed at something, you can say, "I'll give it my best shot."
So many great phrases there, Alex. To summarize our feelings and opinions section, you hit the nail on the head. I'm on the fence. No way. That's a bummer. And chill out. Integrating these will truly elevate your everyday English. Okay, Alex, before we wrap up, we need to talk about the little phrases that make you sound like a native speaker. We call these conversation fillers and transitions.
These are the small words and phrases you use to buy time, show you're listening, or smoothly change the subject. They are crucial for conversational flow.
The first one is a fantastic time buyer. Let me think about that for a second. It shows you're considering the question without having to give a quick, possibly inaccurate answer.
Or, to show you're following along, use "gotcha." This is the very short, informal version of "I understand you" or "I have got you." It's used constantly.
When you are trying to remember something, you can say, "It's on the tip of my tongue," meaning you almost remember it, but not quite.
And what if you want to change the subject smoothly? Don't just abruptly switch topics. You can use "speaking of which" or that reminds me of.
Let's say you're talking about a movie and you want to bring up an unrelated party. You might say, speaking of movies, that reminds me of a party I went to with one of the actors.
Perfect. Now for something really common. If you want to say something is easy instead of it is easy, try it's a piece of cake. Or if it's very expensive, it costs an arm and a leg. These idioms are everywhere. So our final list of conversational phrases includes, let me think about that. Gotcha. It's on the tip of my tongue. Speaking of which, it's a piece of cake. And at the end of the day.
And a final, very common filler to signal you're concluding a point. At the end of the day. This is used to introduce the ultimate conclusion or the most important fact. For example, we tried a lot of solutions, but at the end of the day, we just needed to start over.
So, our final list of conversational phrases includes, let me think about that, gotcha, it's on the tip of my tongue, speaking of which, it's a piece of cake, and at the end of the day.
Wow, Alex, we've covered a lot of ground today. From breaking the ice to concluding a thought, these common English phrases are the gateway to sounding more fluent.
Absolutely. Remember, our listeners, learning these isn't just about memorizing words. It's about understanding the context and feel of the phrases. They allow you to connect with people on a deeper, more natural level.
That's all the time we have for this episode of English Daily Dialogues. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. Join us next time for more essential English lessons. Bye for now.